I would also like to make a disclaimer at the very beginning of this eulogy because everyone knows that during the happiest of occasions, I already cry a lot. So it's in this sad occasion, if ever I cannot continue speaking, my brother JD will take over. I'm arranged for everything.
Didn't know that.
Manang kami sa Lola dito. Okay. We at Post marvel as we remember Lola Lucine. We are 4 generations apart, and when we are with Lola, we are all amazed at the woman she is. Totoo bang anong babae na lang na ipinanganak noong panahon yun, noong mga 1920s, ang ipinagpala ng sobra-sobrang biyaya? Talagang namamangha kami sa Lola namin. To me, Lola's life was perfect. Yes, there were good and bad times and hardship, but it was perfect in general. I think the only thing Lola did not have, which I would like to have, is a booming career in communication and mass media communication and education. But maliban doon, nasa kanya na yata ang lahat. And I would just, I would be so blessed if I could do half of what she did during her lifetime. First of all, who at the age of 18 would find and marry the perfect man? While many women of modern days are still looking for the man of their dreams, you know who you are, she gets it right the first time and shares 50 years of love and commitment with Colonel Candido Bautista. Anong sikreto niya? My sister Jay said that when she told Lola she was worried she didn't have a boyfriend and was desperately looking for one. Ang sagot ni Lola, ang boyfriend, di hinahanap, pinagdarasal. So yun ang payo sa inyo mga lahat na naghahanap pa ng inyong boyfriend dyan. In the bridal showers though that we have for female family members, nadiskubre ko na medyo naughty din pala si Lola. Hindi lang siya, anong tawag dito, ideal woman. She's also down to earth. She's just like any other woman. So as usual in bridal showers, the girl talk turns to love, your partner, the male anatomy, the female anatomy. And when no one couldn't describe a certain female body part, humirit siya ng, parang siya tahong. Of course, nagtawanan ng lahat, pero later, naisip ko rin, parang nasa tahong. Just to show you, natao rin si Lola, di ba? And where in the world do you still see a couple last 50 years married? Yes, there are still, but very few. In an age where something like 50% of marriages end up in separation, Lola stayed married and devout to Lola Guido, without the benefit of any marriage counseling, no therapists, no Mars and Venus books, etc., etc. And what about children? Have 7 children. I mean, to all of us who live now, who were born 1960s up, it's unthinkable. 7 anak. And breastfeed almost each and every one of them, and give birth to each one at home, only after the firstborn, who's my mom, siya lang yata yung ipinanganak sa ospital. The rest sa bahay na, except for Ninang Terry and Ate Sana. Pero lahat sa gitna, sa ospital. Ay, sa bahay. I mean, are you kidding me? And mothers like me of today with breast pumps and instant baby food and anesthesia and this and that, complain here and complain there. So it's like of how we don't have time for ourselves and we're not appreciated, etc., etc. When I think about it, it puts me to shame. Lola raised her kids, had personal relationships with each one of them without any complaint, relishing every child and every opportunity to nurture each child. No wonder she was awarded the Aquino Award. And after her children, who does she take on? Her grandchildren. Knowing each one, taking care of each one, cooking each one's favorite food, making each one feel special. That's why we love her so much. I particularly remember how she gives us a bath. Unang-una, simula musmus pa kami, pinaliliguan na niya kami. Bawat isa yata sa amin. Mami ko sa kanya natuto at ako sa kanya natuto magpaligo sa baby kong si Rivaldo. Tapos nung medyo lumaki na kami, ang style ni Lola, ewan ko kung bakit yun ang nasa isip ko. Binubuhos niya sa, yung buong timba, tapos niya kami banlawan, yung buong timba, inubuhos niya sa ulo namin hanggang paa. So, totally refreshed. So, may ginagawa ko yun. Noon, sa anak ko, pagagalitan ako ng anak ko, 11 years old na siya. Di ko na siya pinarinig. Tapos, kapag pupunta kami sa Sunday school, palagi, yun yung mga naalala namin. Palagi kaming may baon, na ang dami-dami niyang pitaka doon sa kanya drawer, palagi bago yung pitaka namin at panyo. Siyempre, ang hindi ko rin makakalimutan or makakalimutan ng sino man, lalo na ng mga apo, ay ang luto ni Lola. She knows all our favorite food and she cooks them for us. I read on Facebook si Lala Alvarez, longganisa at ube ang paborito niya. Si Lala Bautista, arroscaldo. Si Joshua, sinigang na baboy. And everyone knows, for me, it's dila. Yung dila ni Lola. Hindi siya lengua, dila ng Lola Rosico. No one makes dila the way my Lola does, and there is no food better than my Lola's food. I remember Lola Didong refusing camaron rebusado at a popular Chinese restaurant kasi sabi niya, hindi yan tulad ng camaron rebusado de Rosino. Hindi niya kakainin. And I would like to announce now that soon I will upload the dila recipe of Lola Rosino. Ako pa lang yata ang nakapanood kung paano niya ito lutuin at isinulat ko ang lahat ng nakita ko. Sana magaling ang magsulat, sana nakuha ko yung ginawa niya, di ba? Hindi na ako natatakot na magaya pa ito kasi sana nga may makaluto nito tulad ni Lola. Kasi sino na kayo ang magpapakain ng famous Rusing's dila? At ano nang kakainin namin tuwing may okasyon? Si Uncle Boy daw. Totoo yan, Uncle Boy. Sige. She truly loved cooking and serving people and making them happy by this gesture. Palagi nang pinagsasabihan si Lola kapag kainan na. Sinasabi nila, narinig ko, sinasabi nila kay Lola, Mami, upo na. Mami, kain na. Mami, tama na yan. Kumain ka na. Minsan naiinis na si Lola kasi ayaw nga niyang umupo at sasabihin niya, hayaan mo nga ako. Tama ba? I think she even said, huwag niyo na akong pakalaman. Tama ba? This really gave her joy even if we thought she was tired. And I'm happy she could do it as long as she wanted to. I was so privileged to be with her during her last hours. And one time, she scribbled on her paper kasi hindi na siya makasalita, so may respirator na kasi siya, so nagsusulat na lang siya sa papel. So, ang sinulat niya, so pinapanood namin siya, K-A-I-N, kain! So, kain! Tapos sabi niya, oo. Sabi ko, I said, Lola, kain, nagugutom na kayo? Nurse, nagugutom na Lola ko! Then she shook her head in frustration. And motioned with her hand. Ganito. Tapos sabi, kain kami? Ang mga nurse. And finally, she nodded her head and said yes. Diyos ko, Lola, kahit sa mahuling sandali mo, kapag hindi na si Lola doon siya sa langit, gusto mo pa rin kaming pakainin lahat. So, till her last day, yun pa rin ang gustong gawin ni Lola, iba pa rin ang iniisip niya. But the greatest legacy of my dearest and lovely Lola is her faith in and love for Jesus Christ and God the Father. From the messages she got from us, her grandchildren, there is a common thread. Thank you for teaching me about Jesus. Thank you for teaching me to trust in Jesus. Thank you for bringing me to the Lord. In my current trials, she would often call me at home and ask how I was and how my family was. She would understand the difficulties and always give the best advice. Given all of us. Lahat naman kami nakakausap ni Lola. Lalo na pag may problema, alam namin, makakauwi kami sa Imos, makakain kami ng masarap na pagkain. Tapos makikigam kami ni Lola. Tapos palaging hindi siya nawawala ng pag-asa. Yung palaging sasabihin niya sa amin, just go to Jesus, magpunta ka sa Panginoon, sumandal ka sa Panginoon, let His will be done. Kaya mo yan, nandito kami, at nandiyan ang Diyos. At alam ko, lahat kami mga apo, lahat kami nakaranas yan kay Lola Lucy. Sometimes I wonder about her faith. I have not gone through half of what she has gone through in life. A world war, hunger, death, loss, sadness, betrayal, disappointment. And yet she is never bitter, never jaded, always accepting, always grateful for blessings, and always trusting in the Lord. That is what made her endure, and that has indeed blessed her with all these loving people around her and this wonderful life of 89 years. At tingnan nyo naman yun, 89 years. Si Dr. Nini nga, pinag-diskusyon natin, ano ba tagal ng 89? Sabi niya, ito daw yung pagkain nila nung panahon niya. Wala nang chemical. So, I can only wish to live to this age, still productive, loving, and loved. She trusted in Jesus even as she approached her death. Oh, but before that, I remember, pinagalitan din pala niya ako. Kasi isang beses. So I was so privileged to have been given the task to give the graduate's response during our graduation from college. At nandun sila Lola Dino, sila Lola. Tapos, so syempre, ang usual graduation's response, thank you to our teachers, thank you to our parents, thank you to our university, thank you to our friends and family. And then after graduation, of course, we all met and then had dinner, and she hugged me and said, that was a wonderful speech. Kaya lang, nagaling na ako. Hindi mo pinasalamatan ang God. Sabi ko, oops, tama nga naman yun. And not to get me wrong, I have a personal relationship with God and Jesus Christ, pero palagi ko lang siyang personal, like pag kami dalawa lang nag-usap. Natutunan ko kay Lola na kailangan i-share mo rin yun sa ibang tao. Isigaw mo siya, ipagmalaki mo siya. Kasi siya naman talaga ang isa sa mga dahilan kung bakit tayo nagtatagumpay. So hindi ko rin yun makakalimutan na sinabi sa akin ni Lola. She trusted in Jesus even as she approached death. Sorry, it's slipping. You have probably already heard how she scribbled on paper, Jesus, and I'm okay. Another reason why I think her life is so perfect is because she reached the point when she was ready to die. All matters were settled, her loved ones were fine, she was always at peace with herself. No troubles, no worries, she was so ready. And you can only count so few people who can say they are ready to go. And I am glad, and I was so fortunate to be with her when she died. I myself fear death because I did not know, or I do not know anything about it. I wanted to face this fear, and if ever, I told myself, I want to be with Lola when she dies, because I love her and I do not fear her and I trust her and she is so ready. Alas, my prayer was answered. Before she died, she was able to scribble TY after Rivaldo's and my get well cards were read to her. The next few hours, she showed that she didn't want the comfort. The next few hours, she showed that she did not want the discomfort of artificial machines anymore. Siya na rin ang nagsabi, i-store ko ito. She showed me that it was her time and she was ready to go. Lola was the very first person I saw die. And after that, I was not afraid. So I'm so thankful for that moment. I do not know if all my next experiences with death will be the same, but her death showed me not to be afraid. The body that expired was no longer hers. Her soul was more than that, and her soul is now in heaven. And of course, Lola, we are very happy that you are in heaven, but I know you will understand also if we will miss you terribly. There will be times we'll be very sad, but we will be okay because of what you and Lola have given us, what you and Lola have taught us, to lean on Jesus, who will never die, and to lean in each other, to lean on family, And so we have to always teach the next generation so that our family will also never die. When I was 11 years old, she gave me this Bible. And she put in her dedication, "Dear Tracy, may the light of the Lord shine in your life and guide you in all your undertakings. Love, Lola." I shall treasure this forever, and I shall treasure our Lola, and I share with all my grandchildren how much we have been so blessed, and we thank you for being here with us, and we love Lola very much. Thank you, Lord, for our Lola.